All right. I'm on a I'm on a roll is what the old people would call it, but I'm back again. Definitely click that like button. Y'all, I can't even talk right. I just had sipped some hibiscus tea and I just had to put some chapstick on my lips because my lips were a little dry. I just took another refreshing cleansing shower and I am feeling so refreshed, restored, and it just seems like it's always something to talk about in this crazy, crazy world that we're living in at this day and time. I also want to let it be known that just before I'm doing this video, some deranged male, he was not deranged, but I could just tell by the energy he's deranged, unhinged, speaking so loudly, wanting some attention, wanting to disrupt, but he don't have no real power. So we're gonna shut that down and we're gonna get right into the message, okay? You know how when you're trying to bring out a message to somebody that the divine wants them to hear, all types of distractions start happening. I hear sirens going off, confirmation. People start, walking outside, talking all loud, screaming, yelling, all types of stuff just to try to throw your energy off. But we're here. I'm back. You hear the sirens. If y'all hear the sirens, child. Um, I'm so happy that the sirens went off because that's exactly why I got up here. Oh, obviously somebody is not stopping and they're saying stop right now. That's that type of siren. We telling you to stop and you not stopping. They're following them and they're letting off them sirens. I be knowing how the sirens sound, y'all. Thank you for liking, darling. I be knowing. See, that's the thing. That's when you're tapped into spirit. You're tapped into the universe. You're tapped into, your higher self. You're tapped into your spiritual team. You start knowing the sirens. Okay, you start to pick up on the energetic vibration and the signs of the sirens and the repetition of the sirens and the certain vibrations that certain police officers for certain stops. You get what I'm saying? I consciously and or subconsciously pick up on it. I know what certain sirens mean, and I've picked up on it on a subconscious level. But I want to talk about the sirens. I'm not going to say where I stay, but I stay in a city. Okay. And I stay in a city with a large immigrant population. Okay. All right. This is all types of immigrants from all over the world. Okay. A melting pot, similar to a version of New York, but New York, everybody goes there. You get what I'm saying? So basically, I just I came across, I don't know how these things just come across for me to see it, but I came across a video that was done today. I'm not going to say the name of the channel, but this is definitely a individual that is Jamaican or whatever. He's from Jamaica. He, has a channel that is connected to everything Caribbean. So he was speaking about a law or a bill that Trump recently passed on March 1st, basically stating that, the first round of deportations, hi, greetings. The first round of deportations is going to be for like the immigrants that just got over here, recently, new arrivals, just got over here through the Biden administration, etc. And they're not, and it doesn't matter if they, because Biden went all out, for them running a plane, had, different immigrants coming in through plane. Trump is saying, I don't care how you got here, whether they flew you in by a train, a bus, a boat, because they was using all those forms of transportation. We're going to get you out of here because you don't have you don't belong here. Like you didn't go through the right channels to get here. So the guy on this channel, this Jamaican guy, was basically saying that, greetings, this Jamaican guy was basically saying that it doesn't matter, like now for after the bill for March 1st, I need to look closer into it because I haven't done any research. I will be honest about it. But I know that Trump is passing bills left and right. Okay. Every other day, it's a new bill coming out. Every other day is something being signed, into legislation, I believe. So basically, he's saying that if you've been over here for 20 years, it doesn't matter if you've been over here for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you've had kids here, etc. And if you didn't apply for asylum, if you didn't apply, I don't know anything about this. Why? Because every generation of my family is American. Like, we don't know anything else. Like, we could go back 100, 200, 300. Like, my specific bloodline, go back to the American Negro Indian. So I don't know any other land. I don't know any other place. And I've done my genealogy where I went back about 24 generations, and I was able to look up everything. The documentation is crazy. The fact that we could go back that far, but we don't know anything else. We have always been on this land of the Americas, the so-called Black Americans, the so-called Negro Americans. We're not blacks. We're the original inhabitants of America. We've been here. The colonists we saw them come here. We helped them. Okay, so we don't know anything about any other place, and Trump and his administration knows that. That's why they're like, okay, well, Trump and them they know certain foreigners, even though our Jamaican and our Bahamian cousins and, our distant relatives from these other places of the Americas, they are technically our family, but they technically, are a part of these other countries. You get what I'm saying? So they're like, hey, they might get questioned in certain areas. Like, they're like, okay, we know you look like a so-called Black American, but at the end of the day, you're not us. Like, we know. It's like, to be honest, some Jamaicans and Bahamians and certain Africans, sometimes they have the accents down, the looks down, the nails down. It's like, oh my gosh, like, I couldn't imagine being literally so engulfed in somebody's culture that I don't even have my accent anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know how that feels, like, because we've never had to leave, our home. Even when things got tough, we didn't leave our home and set up shop in another place. We've stayed in the Americas through the good and the bad. So we don't know how it feels, to a professional accent when you're doing business is totally different from changing your accent completely to sound like a whole nother people on a whole nother continent. Like, we don't know how that feels. Like, and I've been seeing more recently and in the past, when certain Africans, certain Jamaicans, certain, people get mad, it's like that. Everything comes out, and then the accent comes out, and I'm like, hold on, the whole voice changes. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, I thought you were from here. Like, I didn't even know that you were your first generation or your second or third generation. I didn't even know. And to me, that's so scary because it's like, where is your cultural pride? You know what I'm saying? Like, not to all Caribbeans, because a lot of Caribbeans have cultural pride who are in their actual islands and stuff, or go back, or just carry their accent and they don't hide it, but it's so many that come to America and they act like they lose their accent altogether, or they heavily mask their accent, and they're literally walking around looking, smiling like us, moving like us, dancing like us, so talking like us. So it's literally like a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? When I don't know, because a lot of the Caribbeans and us, we are of the same bloodline. But the fact that I don't hear that strong accent on a regular basis every now and then, like, I don't even know the level of work. Do you consciously have to literally in the back of your mind say, okay, the accent not coming out today? Like, I'm not even trolling. Like, I don't know if I could do it. Like, speaking professional on a job or handling business and having that, business personification is totally different than changing your entire accent and like adapting a whole new accent. Like, I don't know how that feels. And when I heard, like, getting back to the video of the Jamaican guy basically saying like, hey, like, it's different tiers of immigrants that they're coming after. Like, it doesn't matter if you've been here for 20 to 30 years. Like, if your paperwork is not together, if you did not apply for asylum, similar to the Cubans, if you came over here saying, hey, it's not safe in my homeland, but you're going back too much, they're looking like, okay, well, clearly it's safe over there. We're going to send you back. It's like everybody has been able to come over to America, all color races of immigrants, okay, with the E and with the I, have been able to come over to the Americas and get a free ride, get a step up, get a handout, get government assistance to be able to elevate, to be able to afford their own homes, to be able to get the money to build their own businesses, to go, you know what I'm saying? The help. But it has not been afforded to American Negroes, the original inhabitants of this land. And so with Trump, I feel as though when he said he was draining the swamps, people thought that he was talking about draining Chicago and the gang violence and this and that. And because it is horrible over there, I will admit to that. I have to admit to that. It's literally terrible over there with the gun violence, the drugs, the this and the that. But he didn't just mean Chicago American Negroes, okay? Because that needs work too. But he meant he was draining the entire swamp. He was draining the swamp of all colors of immigrants, all races, all cultures of immigrants that come over to America illegally and get help illegally because it's loopholes. That's the thing about the U.S. government that foreigners have turned a blind eye to over here because it has benefited you guys for generations. It's helped you. It's poured into you. It's poured into, your people. It's, you've been able to take that money and send your children to school. You've been able to take that money and save up that money and invest into your business. Or they'll give you a free business loan just coming over here. No papers, no nothing. A lot of the Hispanics were getting that. That's how they have all of these taco trucks, quesadilla trucks. It was literally a loophole. I didn't always know about this because we weren't getting it, but they knew. They knew that. That's why they were fighting so much to come to America, because they knew they could come here illegally. There's a loophole, okay, in the government where they could go directly to. Okay, somebody's there to speak Spanish, to translate from whatever country they're from, to make sure that they know exactly what the process is. They're given these loans to get these taco trucks, these food trucks that many of them have across the states. They're given this money to invest into these construction businesses and these painter businesses and et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of Mexicans do a lot of good work. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of good work. I'm not going to take that away from them. They do. But it's not about the hard work that you're doing. That hard work that you're doing, it would be different if you came over here and you pulled yourself up by your own bootstraps and you put in your hard work and you saved up and you was able to put into your businesses. That's different than coming over here and saying, okay, well, I have this skill, and the government giving you a handout and you starting your business with that, with EIN, because you don't have a social because you're not from here. And then having kids to anchor yourself here. And then they have create all of these programs and, all of these different government assistance that helps. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, a lot of these Hispanics, a lot of these Mexicans, especially, and Latinos in general, and or Caribbean Islanders, and Africans, everybody was able to come over here and get money. Everybody was able to come to America and get a handout, a piece of the American pie, a piece of the American dream. But the original Americans, it was at our expense. And what Trump is doing now is draining the swamp. He's getting out a lot of these criminals. Not saying a lot of immigrants are criminals that are over here, just like a lot of us aren't criminals as American Negroes. But the government criminalized us, though. he criminalized, you know what I'm saying? So it's always duality. It's always rotten apples in a group. But a lot of foreigners of all races criminalized and stereotyped the so-called American Negroes for generations, okay? When they had trash and garbage in their own back in their own house, they throwing stones and living in a glass house. They're calling us lazy, but they're coming over from countries where they're not even doing nothing. They're not even fighting, working, to not be oppressed, to build. And then they're coming over here getting a handout and saying, hey, well, I'm better than you American Negroes. But you're getting a handout off of our dime, off of our land, off of our resources. Where do you think the federal government is getting all this money? Where do you think the government is taking all this money? The resources, the labor, all of it. It's coming from us. It's our money, our money. And so now I see it in a different perspective where, Trump is draining the swamp. That's symbolism. He's saying no more foreigners are able to come over here with nothing, come over here bringing in drugs, come over here trafficking children, because that's how a lot of Hispanics from Mexico got over here. They agreed. See the government is real, will backstab you in a second. And that's what foreigners didn't know, because they've seen another side of them. They got two sides. They got the side where they're inviting you over. They're rolling out the red carpet. They're working with you. They're supporting you. And they got the side where they say, the hell with you. We're getting you out of here. We don't care if you came here. I don't even know the word. We don't care if you came here with, if they bust you in here, you're not supposed to be here. We're getting you out. We don't care. We don't care about your children. We don't care about your family. See, the U.S. government, we as American Negroes, the original American Negro Indians of America, okay, the Aboriginals of America, we've seen what goes on behind the scenes. And we continuously, whether our people know exactly who they are or know portions, because there's been so much brainwashing, Trump draining the swamp is now in full effect. All of these so-called Eurasian Siberian Mexicans that hated the original American Negroes, that always was saying that they were better than us, that came over here with those same racist antics and, heavy colorism and, being real racist, darker than us, but being racist towards us and our home. All of that. Trying not to get, trying to cheat us out of jobs, only put their people in jobs. Come on now. No more of that. Trump is sending a lot of Mexicans back home. And I just pray that he continues to send the most racist of you foreigners back. The ones that come over here and steal and take money and resources and then shit on the original people and laugh in our face when you flaunting our money. That's the whole kill right there. The U.S. government didn't give y'all no handouts to you foreigners of dark or light complexion because you deserved it. They gave it to y'all so they could shit on us. It was a slap in our face. It was always about us. It was never about y'all. It was always about taking from us and giving to other people that didn't work for it, that didn't deserve it. Now that time is over now. He's getting y'all asses out of here. And I agree with the criminals being taken out of here and people that have broken the law, coming over here illegally and expecting something, expecting to be on the same level as us when you didn't even build America and you don't even belong in America. And this is to the African foreigners as well that got an issue with the original Negro Indians and our own homeland. I hope they get deported as well. The ones with messed up paperwork. The one, my thing is right and wrong is wrong. I've ran into different foreigners that were cool, and I've ran into different foreigners that were very disgusting. Just like I ran into my people that were pretty cool and pretty disgusting. My thing is, if you don't like us, then you need to go and you need to get up out of here. And with the Trump administration, he's grabbing y'all and dragging them out of here. And he's not saying, hey, if you're a foreigner with lighter skin and you look more closer to us, we're going to give you a pass. See, that was in the past. No, he's coming for all of y'all that don't belong over here. And for the Caribbeans and for the African foreigners that love to shit on so-called Negro Americans, but we fought for the right for y'all to even be able to come over here. Shame on you, and I hope they deport y'all asses as well. Shame on you. You damn bastards, you. We fought for the right for darker skinned foreigners to come over here, whether you're of our bloodline or you're foreign, literally African, we're not of the same bloodline as them. So regardless, you're not from here. You weren't born here. You don't have over 100 generations here and, to infinity and beyond. We fought for the right for darker skinned foreigners to be able to come over here, and for the so-called Africans that come over here and compare themselves to us, and Caribbeans that ostracize us and our own homes and our ancient lands and shit. I hope they deport all of y'all next. And that's just what it is. The chickens have come home to roost, y'all. My ancestors are angry and they want justice. This is the fire that you're hearing in my voice. This is the fire because how dare you guys? If I'm going to get on foreigners, I'm going to get on. That's the thing with me. I'm going to be fair all across the board. Because I've seen certain Bahamians and certain Jamaicans come over here and oh, you guys are black. I look at them. I said, no, I'm not black. I'm American. I'm the original American. Then we start talking. I'm like, yeah, you know how you're called the Caribbeans? Yeah, we're the American Negro Indians. This is the mainland here. See, when you start know who you are to Americans and any other race of foreigner or color or creed, the conversation starts to change. They're like, hold on, wait. We're not expecting you to know who you are. You're supposed to think that you're an African American, a misnomer that doesn't exist. You're supposed to think that, you come from tribal Africans that you look, smell, move, and talk nothing alike. Don't even have the same bloodline or the same bone structures as these people. From them. See, they make up lies for us to just believe so everybody could keep pulling the wool over our eyes and robbing us blind. And we're no longer going for it. We're no longer going for it. We're no longer falling for the okie doke. We're no longer listening to people try to put us down that have to come into our land to be anything. We're no longer listening to that. No longer. 2222 on the timers. I know this is a wonderful message that is ordained. Thank you, Most High. We're no longer listening to people that leave and flee their homelands, okay, and then come over here and want to be better than somebody, and then they start spewing hatred towards us. Then they start spewing misinformation towards us. Bitch, this our shit. Who the hell do y'all think y'all are? What? How? We forgot for a little while. Yeah, we did, but. Bitch, we awake now. We're up now. Who are you? Why are you in my house? Why are you disrespecting me? Why are you walking around my house with muddy shoes on and sprinkling piss on me and telling me it's raining? Absolutely not. Do you agree with everything that Trump is says and does? And absolutely, I don't. But when he is saying that no more of you goddamn foreigners of any complexion is able to get a free ride over here, bring nothing and leave with everything, I absolutely agree. My ancestors fought for our rights over here. Our ancestors fought for the rights for darker skinned foreigners to be over here. Okay? Our ancestors fought for our rights and our ancestral homeland. So people come over here and start talking Africa, Africa, Africa. That's not my motherland. It's not. I'm American, the truest form. I'm not an African, and it doesn't matter how many Africans I meet. They could be cool or whatever, but I'm not from you people, okay? And I don't want to be. And I have pride in being an American. Why would I want to be an African? And Africans don't even want to be Africans. Many Caribbeans come over here and you don't know they're Caribbean until you make them mad. Why the hell would I want to be, something that I'm not, or pretend to be somebody else that I'm not? No, I'm standing here as an original American saying that it's no more free lunch for you foreigners, okay? You broke the law. You came over here illegally. Now he's getting y'all asses up out of here, kicking and screaming, and I absolutely agree with it. We weren't getting those free loans for houses. We weren't getting those free business loans. They was keeping them away from us and giving them to y'all, and y'all don't even deserve them, didn't earn them, and never deserved it. No more free ride. That's what I'm supporting. I'm supporting people coming over here, shitting on us, taking from our pot, being racist and disgusting towards us, shitting on us, and treating us like we fucking stupid. That is it. I want every foreigner that's over here that is disrespecting us, disrespecting our land, playing in our cultures, whitewashing it, whatever, and calling it, oh, this is for all Americans. No, it's not. It originated with the American Negro Indians, people that was here that predate Columbus, people that was here that predate the Columbian age, etc. This is our shit. We are the Americans. No more of you guys stealing our heritage, stealing our identity, stealing our cultures, and then giving us blackness or giving us a fucking a label of African American, which means that you're a fucking slave to the corporation. We're no longer going by these goddamn slave titles anymore. We're no longer listening to people that benefit off of stealing from us and smiling in our face, holding knives behind our backs, knowing that a lot of you goddamn Africans behind the scenes, okay, are checking the white fucking box, but in our face talking about my black brother, my black sister. Go to hell. Let's talk about it. A lot of you goddamn Mexicans, no matter your color, or whatever, whether you're mixed race, whether you're the original Mexican, whether you're a Eurasian, etc., all of y'all come over here and check the white box. I didn't even know that Africans was able to come over here. Africans darker than us, way darker than us, jet color, come over here and they're checking the white box. So it lets us know now that it never had nothing to do with skin complexion. It always had something to do with bloodline. It always had something to do with us being the originals of this land and them trying to take our white privilege, our sovereign privilege that is ours because this is our ancestral land, and give it to foreigners of light and dark complexion that never deserved it and never earned it. Let's talk about it. I'm not checking the black box no more. Y'all can go to hell. I'm not checking the African American box either. How about let's let the Africans check the African American box? No, they're too busy running over to check the fucking white box and while sitting in our face saying my black brother, my black sister. Lying to us and stealing our damn resources while Africa goes down in fucking flames and shit over there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how a lot of these daggone islands are in need of help. They're taking their daggone beaches. They can't even fish on their ancestral lands on the island. What the hell is going on? If I was from the Caribbean, I'm like, hey, we need to do something about this. We need to bring, awareness about this because we're islanders. If you want an island and you can't even go to the spots where your people been fishing for hundreds of years and you're the originals of that land, it's a fucking issue. I also got to speak on something else. I see so many of these so-called African race bait content channels on YouTube day in and day out, and I'm trying to figure out why y'all always have American Negroes in y'all mouth. I know it's because we where the money at. Everybody knows that. Every foreigner knows that. We are attached to the money. Okay, they know in order to get some money, they got to put us in the equation. They got to try to emotionally trigger us so we continuously watch these race bait videos and other as well. I see so many African females and males on these daggone YouTube platforms, on these goddamn YouTube channels, speaking on Black American shit like y'all actually are American. Y'all are not. Y'all are African. We're not the same. We're different. Stop acting like you share our story. No, that's a lie. We're not the same people. Stop it. My black brother, my black sister. No, let's cut that black shit out because we're not of the same bloodline. And a lot, not all Africans, but a lot of Africans, they running around calling original American Negro Indians katas and racial derogatory names like that. How the hell you gonna have a derogatory name for me, but you my brother or you my sister and we the same? That's a bunch of bullshit. I'm calling a lot of you Africans out with these race baiting channels. Ain't shit going on in Africa. I know too. Some of them daggone countries are still at war. Sudan been at war for 20, 30 years. Don't quote me, for way too long. It's literally African countries, too many and so many to name, that are in fucking shambles right now. And all y'all can talk about bringing to YouTube and making videos about is so-called what's going on in America, what's going on in the States. And half of y'all not even in the States. Y'all somewhere over there in Africa. It's that bad? I'm like, yo, why aren't y'all reporting on women being essayed over there in droves? Why aren't y'all talking about injustices going on in y'all country and y'all on y'all continent? Y'all got a whole continent to choose from of issues, of the infrastructure dwindling and being just falling deeper and deeper into hell. All of this reporting on so-called American Negroes in America is clearly where the money is. But what about what's going on in y'all home though? What about what's going on in y'all countries? The reasons for why a lot of you Africans are fleeing your countries in droves, the ones that can't escape hell. Let's talk about it. They don't want y'all over there no more in the UK. They say so many goddamn problems. We don't want no more y'all in the States either. The ones that have an issue with Negro Americans. Y'all draw the line in the sand. We're just returning the energy now to those of you that think like that. Period. I'm addressing it because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm like, yo, it's so many towns, slums full of 3 million in a fucking slum, no clean water, drug addicts walking all over the place, collecting scraps and garbage to fucking eat. Y'all are reporting on race-based content over here in the US, and y'all shit is going up in fucking flames over there. Pick a country. But all y'all always have something negative to say. Too many of y'all always comparing yourselves to Negro Americans in America. But guess what? You still using the internet. You still using a computer, the touchscreen phone. Benefiting off of the inventions that our ancestors created for the world. We don't see that same level of ingenuity with a lot of you Africans over there. Let's just be real. We're not the same. Shots fired. If you was us and we was you, we would have been back over there in Africa making some shit happen. But we're not. That's not our ancient homeland. And to the what's the name? Umars, the so-called Pan-African daggone agents that they pay 3311 on the timer. To them bastards that's getting a check to misinform and misguide and misdirect their own people. That nigga didn't even go back over to Africa. So that lets you know what the heck is going on. Oh, Mother Africa. We got a mother this, mother that, the black woman this, the black woman that. He's a fucking agent. He's being paid. All of this stuff, this nigga is so-called Dr. Umar. I don't even know if the nigga's a real doctor, but so-called Dr. Umar. All of this nigga talk a good game, but once you start listening to him, he don't even talk a good game. He talk in circles, and he don't be talking about shit. He's there for the so-called Black Americans that are still lost in the fucking sauce, that don't know which direction to go, that think they African. So he could extort money for a school. I don't even know if he ended up building the daggone Negro male school. I don't know if it's built. I don't keep up with it because I know he's full of it. Oprah talking about she got African in her blood. Come on now. Building schools in Africa. Come on, Oprah. We know Oprah's a goddamn agent. She has a daggone section in the African American Museum located in Washington, D.C. That bitch been sold out. We not listening to that hoe. If she could help us or do something, she would have been did it. The hoe got a whole island. What? She's not of us. We know that. We know that. We're no longer confused. We see clearly now. And not only do we see the agents of our own people, we see the agents of you other people too. And we're exposing all of y'all's asses. I'm so tired of hear not the cool Africans, the ones that know we're different and it's just cool. No, the ones that got a fucking dilemma with us, got a point. They gotta be better. I gotta be better than these so-called black Americans. I'm better than them. I'm educated. I'm college educated. Then why are you over here in a country that's not yours? Why don't you connect with some of your brothers in your motherland and figure some shit out with that education you got? Why you gotta come over to America? Why you got a work visa and come over here? Why can't you make something shake where you from? Because we're not there. Because we didn't build the infrastructure over there for longevity like we did over here as the original Americans in our home. Real, a lot of African countries, except for South Africa, let's be real, because I actually went there. That's Europeanized. And guess what? It looked like London in South Africa. I didn't even think I was in Africa until I saw what looked like a shanty town full of huts, similar to something in Brazil. And I'm like, what? But guess what? See, it never fails. Anytime you see a whole bunch of people of the original people of that land in poverty, poor, whatever, third world, etc., and you see a whole bunch of money and foreigners and wealth, looking like two totally different worlds, you know for a fact what is going on. All of the foreigners that come over here though act like they don't, like we can't see what's going on in these other countries, especially in countries that are colonized in Africa. It's night and day. We see it. I've been. We know what's going on with that country, Cape Town to be exact. Visited multiple different towns, cities when I was in South Africa, and I saw what it was. I saw what it was. I saw a big giant gate, the wall that they built, keeping the original Africans, South Africans of that land out with a gate and a guard. Similar to the wall that Trump wants to reinforce, and I support it. No more free ride over here. Nobody can go to no country anywhere on the planet, not be a citizen, not come through the proper ways, go through the proper channels, and then get a handout, get housing, get food, get business loans. Be allowed to stay and not immediately arrested like the criminals that you are and deported. You can't go anywhere else and do that. We as American Negroes can't even go to Mexico and do that. We wouldn't want to, but I'm just saying we can't do that. We can't say it's the same land. No, we can't do that. We can't bum rush the border of Canada and say, hey, we want to see what's going on over here. We don't want to become citizens. We don't want to put into the pot. We just want you to give us a fucking handout. No, we can't do that as American Negro Indians, and this is our land. So why are all of you other foreigners afforded that right? No longer. And I'm so happy that justice is finally here. Ooh. A lot of you foreigners of light and both dark complexion have been eating off of the American Negroes, our ignorance, the system oppressing us, suppressing us, feeding us false information, lies about ourselves, false images, lies about our history, lies about our ancient origins, lies about who we are. where we were before colonizers came here and decided to stay and later enslave us and create laws to be able to get away with it on our land? Come on now. All you goddamn foreigners know that shit. We've been through a lot in our home and on our land, and we've been able to produce more than y'all asses. Check the records, check the books. We are the original Americans, and nobody will be able to take that away from us. Ever. It doesn't matter what citizenship you have. But whether you have the citizenship or not, it's about respecting the land that you are coming to, respecting the people that are here that you're taking from. Quite frankly, I see a lot of foreigners as being real trashy and ghetto, even though they try to reserve that for so-called American Negroes, that box for us to go in. I see a lot of ghetto and trifling tendencies in a lot of you foreigners when y'all come ghetto mindsets. Oh, I'm coming here to take, this is my bitch. Y'all, we don't owe y'all nothing. We don't owe y'all nothing. We don't have, us original Americans don't have to support y'all causes. We don't owe y'all shit. Y'all, if anything, y'all owe us all of this help. Oh, where are y'all at? Where are y'all at, bitch? We minding our fucking business. That's where we're at. Minding what serves us, what pours into us. And if you got a mentality like me, we're looking at it from all angles. Male, female, my race, my race from another ethnicity, another race, baby. If you're not serving me, then what do I get out of this? That's how all of the foreigners see it. And they've been seeing it like this for a while. But everybody is so used to, especially the American Negro woman, stepping up and standing up for what's right, because they know that that's just in our DNA. But no longer are we doing that. No longer are we standing next to people who are disgusting and racist, who hate us, who want to take from us, who want to see us on the bottom so they can stand on top of us and pretend they're better than us, but having to escape out of hellish conditions wherever they crawled out of. This is the truth. Trump is now draining the swamps. And when everybody thought it was going to be American Negroes communities, the trash in our communities, yeah, everybody was on board. But now that the trash of all of you foreigners that don't even belong here, now he's draining y'all and getting y'all out of here and sweeping y'all out of here like trash. Like, that's the swamp he's talking about draining. Now everybody's mindset has changed. Now all of these foreigners are panicking. Now, we're not used to being treated like the blacks. Let's talk about it. We're not used to being treated like the N-words. Hold on. We check white. We check the white box. The government is for us and against them. Hold on. Wait. Something's wrong. We can't continue to get benefits and money and not be a citizen. We can't continue to break the fucking law of the land and of the country and continue to get handouts and benefits and commit crimes, heinous crimes. And just because they're not citizens, they can't even be arrested and charged. They're held for a little while and they're let go. Being terrorists. Come on now. Let's be real. They were okay when we was wearing the face of everything that they looked down on, whether we was doing those things or not, as the so-called American Negro Indians in America. Now that Trump is shining a light on the injustices of all of these other races and creeds and people of foreigners, breaking the law, being here. How in what world would you 4411 on the timer? In what world and what reality and what dimension, if you're able to be a part of those or have access to those, will you be able to break the laws of a country over here for 10 to 20 to 15 years or longer. And not once did you think about applying for some sort of citizenship or applying for some sort of what do they call it? Asylum. That's a good one. You goddamn bastards was using. Even when you weren't running away from nothing, you just wanted to come over here to get a piece of the American pie at the expense of American Negro Indians, us living in our goddamn nightmare. Us having to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, us having to jump across 10 to 20 to 30 different traps to stop us, delay us, and take us out, while a lot of you foreigners of light and dark complexion came over here to benefit off of what your people didn't build. Our people built it. Who couldn't be successful with a red carpet being rolled out and everything being given to you? Honestly, you couldn't get that in your own islands and homelands and continents, wherever y'all came from. So you came here to get it. That's why people was dying and perishing in order, going on journeys that through the daggone Sahara Desert to get over here. Coming over here and shipping carts to get over here. Let's stop playing. Y'all was risking y'all lives because y'all was risking y'all lives to come over here and take resources that the government was taking from us and giving to you. So you can turn around and benefit and act like, oh, your communities are so intact, or oh, you guys are so much. You guys know how to keep your families together so much. When we go back to your countries, though, when you don't have a handout of the American government in any way, shit is in shambles. Let's make it make sense. Things ain't looking too bright. That's why y'all had to leave and come over here in the first place. So the ones of y'all that do make it over here to the States, to America, y'all were like, okay, well, we're going to unify with each other. We now have an economic floor. See, with Martin Luther King, what he said is that the government took because we're the original Indians, took our farms from us through faulty tax liens and stuff that we weren't even required to pay because we're the original Americans, we're sovereign, tricked us into citizenship, took our damn land and our farms, mechanized them, and then gave that to the white so-called peasants from Europe, the Slavs, so that they could be able to give them our farms and to have schools that were free, that was ran and provided for them by the government money, so that they could learn how to farm on our farms and do what we do, because they were foreigners in America. We've always been the economic floor. Us, our resources, our land, our inventions. Everybody from the beginning of the colonists coming over here and stealing from us has continued to come over here and steal from us over and over and over again. And everybody was okay with it as long as y'all was able to eat off of our goddamn corpse. Let's be real. Now that certain things are being signed into play, certain things are being enforced, and just because you're a foreigner, the government is holding you accountable now, saying, hey, we don't care in here. You came here illegally. That's the problem. That's where you broke the law. Foreigners, immigrants with an E and immigrants with an I, have been able to come over here to America for too damn long and break rules and not be held accountable for it. But guess who? You already know the answer. Guess who? If we break a goddamn law, they on our ass like white on rice is really brown on rice, because the organic rice is clearly, brown, or a lot of brown rice is brown, y'all. But y'all know what I'm saying. We even look like we might break the law. They on our ass. But guess what? Foreigners was able to come over here of light complexion for a long time. Eurasians, Caucasians, that type of ilk. And then later Africans, darker skinned Caribbeans, etc. Everybody was able to come over here and dance, and have a party on top of our goddamn heads, which was whole in this time. while we sat back and we're like, damn, when is our time going to come? When are we going to get our money for our injustice? When are we going to get our goddamn land back? When are we going to be paid for 100 million of our ancestors that went to war against these damn foreign bastards and that went and all the way down to the death and that won a lot of the wars? When is our goddamn justice going to come? And all you foreigners sat back, smiling and laughing. So what? They're giving out free money. They're giving out free loans. They're giving out that, hey, this is the American dream. We don't care that you American Negro Indians have been living different levels of a nightmare. But as long as we get to live it and we don't get to feel, the treatment of being labeled a black in America, then so what? So be it. Oh, that's bad. Fist in the air. Okay, well, what's for dinner? That's what a lot of foreigners have done. And now, in this day and time, I can say that I'm so happy a lot of you goddamn foreigners is being goddamn judged. I praise it. Finally, people are being held accountable for the shit that they do that's messed up. Them breaking laws, them stealing, them committing crimes, them breaking laws and coming into this country and then staying for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, and still not even trying to become a citizen, not asking for no asylum, no nothing. You just over here all the way illegal, and you've been here for all. That's negligence at this point. It's negligence because there's no reason for it. A lot of you foreigners got comfortable because the government said, hey, well, if you're not these American Negro Indians, you're not these blacks, the ones that we label blacks, then, we'll give you guys a pass. You coming over here in the middle of the night? Okay, we see you. We see let them through. Let them through. Y'all have been able to come over here and eat off of our land, our resources, our work for way too goddamn long. And then a lot of you goddamn foreigners, the ones that are racist towards us, colorist towards us, and or just prejudiced towards us. Deep down, I know y'all know that y'all would be nothing without us. It shows. It shows when things get tough. It shows when the government just starts putting a little bit of pressure on y'all ass. This not even the full extent of the pressure. What did y'all think we were going through for hundreds of years? What did y'all think we were just making this shit up? When we were lied to and tricked into shit by the government? It didn't start out like that, but it ended like this because the government lied to you foreigners, the ones that came over legally. And said, hey, don't mess with those blacks. Don't mess with them. They'll corrupt your children. We'll give you a loan, a business loan, so you can put a Chinese shop in their community, take their money, and take it back to your communities across town. We'll give you the money for a nail shop. How do y'all think all of these damn nail shops is getting started? All these Chinese food places, all of these beauty supply places, they know our women like to be flamboyant. They know we like to do our hair. They know we got to take care of our hair and we need all of these products. They won't give us the money to start the beauty supply stores in our communities, but they'll give it to foreigners though. And then certain foreigners from Asian countries will then gatekeep. Oh, only sell to us. Only sell to us. So we can't even get certain products that we will want to get and to put into certain businesses. You got to jump through hoops. You might even have to go out of your way and get an Asian person to pretend that they own a business so that you could jump through that loophole in order to get products that you need at all and or at a rate that's affordable. Let's talk about it. 53. I'm venting, y'all, because you know what? It's I just have to. I have to. It's about daggone time. Our voices are now being heard. Our struggles are now being felt. And this is only the beginning. This ain't even halftime. It ain't even halftime, y'all. Y'all think that this is the worst that it... You could just look at certain Caucasian males and females and see that they don't know how it feels to be laid off from a job unjustly and unrighteously. Knowing that it's wrong, knowing that the company don't give a damn about them, because why? They've had that protection of Caucasian privilege afforded to them at the American Negro's expense, like a lot of foreigners come over here and get. We know how it feels to be laid off from a job that we qualify for, that we show up for, we don't call out for. We're the best daggone workers in there, the best managers in there, just being laid off because somebody had to be let go and it wasn't going to be one of them, so it's one of us. Or it's too many American Negroes on the job. Or it's one token so-called American Negro, for the Equality Act. So it isn't what it appears to be. We know what has been going on for this time. We're really Americans here. We're not from anywhere else. But foreigners of all different races and cultures and ethnicities are able to come over here, look down on us, but you wouldn't have no handout if it wasn't for us. Who do y'all think created the original American Republic? Us. This is our land. It ended up being hijacked and turned against us. But so many of you foreigners, and so, I also have to talk about, a lot of you spiritually dead black people that got your heads up y'all ass. Y'all don't know which way y'all fucking going. You got to pray for discernment to be able to see through the lies. If you don't have a spiritual connection, your ass left in the grass. They're going to continue to spin you around on a merry-go-round. Alice in Wonderland. You're not going to know which way is up, which way is down. They're going to tell you this, to believe that. They're going to tell you that they got you from here, got you from there. They're going to talk real fast, show you a whole bunch of pictures, make you feel like shit, and tell you, hey, this is it. It takes spiritual discernment to see through the illusion, to see through the matrix, to see through the lies. The level of meltdowns I'm seeing with all these other races of people, it seems like, their communities weren't as intact as they pretended that they were around so-called Negro Americans. See, everybody was comparing themselves to us, but you're comparing yourselves to our communities at our worst. Clearly knowing that we come from some sort of standard, high standard at that. It's easy to compare to somebody at their worst, at their lowest. No, try to compare to us at our best, at our highest, when we were in alignment with ourselves, connection with the source, connection with the universe. A lot of you foreigners coming over here can't do it, and really could never do it. Because if you was on that level, to come over here to get a step up and a handout in the first place. We've been advocating for ourselves. We've been fighting, against the government when it's certain things that are put into play that are fucking crazy. A lot of you other foreigners don't fight against your governments. Y'all lay down and take it. No matter what y'all governments do that's corrupt and unjust, taken from the people that are living in these lands. Where y'all from? Y'all don't even fight the government. Shit, y'all lay down and just accept what it is. That right there shows you that we ain't the same as y'all, you people. But then to come over here and shit on us while engulfing yourself in all levels of American culture, whitewash, not whitewash, whichever way you want it, however way you want it. Shout out to Tupac. And then turning around, speaking like us, looking like us, listening to our music, dancing like us, eating our foods. Trying to jack our swag. Let's talk about it. Had to throw it back for a second with that. And then turn around and say, oh, well, we're better than those Negro Americans, though. We have culture. We have culture. I'm Nigerian. I'm from the Congo. I'm from Jamaica. Actually, I love Jamaica, but I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Bahamas. I'm from here. I'm from there. So much cultural pride, but where's all that energy with fixing y'all homelands and then going back there and staying there? That's what real cultural pride comes with that. Being proud all the way around. Fighting for you and your people's rights in your homelands, in your islands. If you're trying to escape and then run over here and then compare yourself to so-called the Negro Americans at our goddamn worst that we've ever been as a collective, you're pathetic. Only a person that's low will compare themselves to a people that have been at war for hundreds of years in their home that they chose to stay in and not flee. We're winners by default. Just from staying, just for fighting for ourselves, our ancestors fighting for our rights, and also fighting for the rights of other dark-skinned foreigners to come over here. Put some respect on our name. Kendrick Lamar came out with that song, You're Not Like Us, for a reason. And it not only include a lot of you Eurasians, so-called Mexicans, whatever, but it included a lot of you damn tethers and a lot of you damn Africans that love to walk around and engulf yourself in different eras and layers of our culture, whether old or new, but talk shit about us behind the scenes when you get around your people. You're not like us. You're not like us. You're not like us. They not like us. That's a message. It's clear. And I'm calling it out. It's time now. I feel like I've ranted enough. I've spoken my truth. I've said my piece. And yeah, I like a good oxtail and turkey neck with rice and mixed veggies. Yeah, because I'm an American. But I like some Jamaican food and Jamaican style oxtails too. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go to Jamaica, and jump first in the line and say, put me first. I don't care what these people been through. I don't care what they worked for. I don't care what for the rights that they fought for before I decided to come over here to get a handout. And now I'm better than them. You have some fucking nerve, you. This is all of y'all that have a fucking problem with us, but you're in our homelands. This is to our Caribbean cousins. They need to put some goddamn respect on our name. Yeah, y'all. The ones that be talking shit about behind the scenes. Not the ones that's cool, but the ones that be talking shit about us behind the scenes. We know. And you goddamn Africans that be hating on us, talking shit behind the scenes, and calling us fucking katas behind the scenes too. Bitch, how the fuck we the same as you and you got a derogatory name for us? How does that work? How does that work, my African brother, my African sister? My thing is, if I got an issue, I'm gonna let you know. Whether you're of my race, you of my ethnicity, you from another culture, you of my race, you of a whole nother damn race, you of a damn species, I'm gonna bring that shit to you and I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna talk shit about you behind the scenes and then get in your face and smile at you and say, "Oh, my sister, my brother. Oh, I love the fufu. I love this. I love that." No, I'm not gonna do that. If I got an issue and I seen something and I feel a way about it, something that you did, something that your people did, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out. That's just what it is. And there's so many people that are running around of, that are so-called Negro American and that are from other places and continents or throughout races that they'll get around their people and they'll just completely switch up. And I just can't respect that. I can't. If I feel a way about you, I'm not going to sit in your face and pretend like I think we the same people and I know we're not. I'm not even going to pretend because I'm not going to put that level of effort into lying. Because once you start telling lies, you continue to tell more lies, and then you stop forgetting about how many lies you done. It takes too much work to keep up with it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's really a dying breed on the planet right now. People that's just going to bring that shit to you real and bring that shit to you raw and say, you know what, damn, I might not like what this person is saying, but I respect that they telling me how the fuck they feel about me and how they feel about some shit, instead of lying to me and then going back with their people behind the scenes and talking shit about me. Every race of people on this planet got derogatory names by other people towards them, or their people towards them. American Negroes, Indians are not the only people that have derogatory names that other people call. You know? So it's just like, I keep it the same all the way around. I keep it the same. If I see something I don't like, I'm gonna call it out. If I see something that's trash, I'm gonna call it out. If I see people that's ghetto, I'm gonna call it out. It doesn't matter the race. It doesn't matter the ethnicity. If something ain't right and something's fucked up, I'm gonna call it out. I'm not gonna say, oh, this person is Asian, so I'm not gonna say it. Oh, this person is Caucasian, so I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm gonna call it out. That's what being genuine and honest means. That's what being real. That's when you know who really real and who really not. It shows. It shows. If I was to stand in the face of any immigrants that illegally came into this country that had was racist and that had a prejudice or a hatred towards American Negro Indians, if I stood in front of you and told you that I feel bad about what's going on with those specific people, the racists of your people, would be a lie. Because I don't feel that way. It brings a smile to my face when prejudiced people and racist people that are racist towards American Negro Indians and our ancestral land are being taken the fuck up out of here kicking and screaming. It brings me and my ancestors joy, and I'm going to tell you to your face. That just is a level of courage, you know? It's real. If you are from another race of people and you're over here illegally and you've been minding your business or legal, you know, you stick to your own people, but you don't have any hate towards American Negro Indians, then that's a different situation. Hey, well, you know, I could have some, I'm looking for the word, compassion. I can't put myself in your shoes. Because if it was on the foot was on the other foot or whatever, you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to put yourself in my shoes. So how can I put myself in your shoes? No, I can authentically say I have compassion for you because you're not a racist piece of shit. And even though you sticking with your people, you're not prejudiced. You're not going out and comparing yourself at every turn to American Negro Indians without knowing our story and walking in our shoes. That's the truth. I can say, you know what? I have compassion for a person like that, whether they came here illegally or legally. See, my compassion isn't just given to people. If I'm not giving my compassion to my own kind, if they don't check out, then who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? I'm not going to just say, oh my gosh, I'm sending my compassion. No, I'm not. Because the racist pieces of shit that are of your race as a majority, I don't give a fuck about. To the unicorns of y'all that aren't like that, I can have some compassion for you. But for the rest, it's fuck them. And that's just straight like that, y'all. I feel like people of today's time are just so fucking used to American Negroes just being fucking weak. And I'm not weak. We're not weak at our core. Not standing for anything, coming together for everybody else but ourselves. No fucking longer. We're not standing and fighting and doing none of that for none of you goddamn people anymore. Figure it the fuck out. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps like you was screaming in our ears to do. Anytime we was speaking about something that was unjust and unfair, that the government was doing to us, that you people, you foreigners, was doing to us. We spoke about it. Oh, stop crying, stop complaining. Work harder is what you foreigners said to us, of dark and light complexion. We're not going to discriminate when it comes to you foreigners, okay? We're going to be real about it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You guys are always complaining. Stop being lazy. Work harder. We're telling y'all that shit is rigged. The shit ain't the same for us within the system as a lot of you foreigners. But when we stood up for ourselves, when we said shit is rigged, when we said something shit ain't right, it's easier for y'all than it is for us. We know what the fuck is going on. A lot of you foreigners sat back and said, well, it's not us, so we don't care. It's not affecting our families, so we don't care. It's not affecting our pocket, so we don't care. Now it's affecting y'all. Now it's hitting close to home. Now it's hitting your pockets. Now they coming after y'all like they was coming after us for years. And y'all didn't care because y'all weren't the targets. Now they coming for y'all and let y'all committed crimes, whether y'all just came over here illegally, whether y'all are damn hardcore criminals from the prisons of these other countries, letting their prisoners out, whether you just are at the wrong place at the wrong time. If your documentation ain't right, we coming to get your ass and we taking you out kicking and screaming. Is it right? Huh? It may not be so right now. Now it's a human rights violation. But what about when it was happening to us? Oh, it's silence now. What about y'all need to pull yourselves up by your bootstrap. It's not the system, it's y'all. Y'all are making excuses for this. Sounds a little bit different when you're on the opposite end of receiving. When the red carpet isn't being rolled out anymore, they're in flames. They're burning it. And saying, we don't care if what the last president did or what the last president said. We don't care. You came over here illegally and we're getting y'all out of here. What's fair is fair. 111 and 44 on the timer. 144. It's time for the real ones to step up into our authority and rise in truth. And not living in a whole bunch of lies and illusion. It's our time now. All praise to the Most High. I know I've been using a lot of curse words, y'all, but I'm so passionate about this. It's in my soul. It's in my heart. It's in my DNA. If you've lived and been through what my ancestors have lived and been through, you would be just as angry and just as passionate as I am. And ain't nobody gonna shut me up. We are the soul of America. We are the backbone of America because we are the Aboriginal Americans. We are the original Americans. No more eating off of us and then saying you're better than us. Until we meet again, I'm about to conclude. Peace, love, and light to the chosen, and the rise to the true Americans. Peace. Deportation.